it's Wabbit season, and I'm hunting rabbits, so be very, very quiet. Remember Porky Pig, Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny, and Elmer J. Fudd? Cartoons were a big part of Saturday morning when I was a youth, and Elmer J. Fudd was one of the major characters in them. Bugs Bunny was his arch enemy. Together, they created one of the fiercest rivalries in cinematic history. Both, of course, are part of the stables of fictional Looney Tunes cartoon characters produced by Warner Brothers. Elmer J. Fudd's origin, though, is widely disputed. He began life in the late 1930s as a character known as Egghead, and he was created by Tex Avery. Egghead had a squat body, a long bulbous nose, and an egg-shaped head from which he got his name. Chuck Jones, who briefly provided the voice of Egghead, redesigned him for the 1940 Warner Brothers Looney Tunes cartoons called Elmer's Candid Camera. Chuck Jones had Fudd take on a more human-like characteristic. Arthur Q. Bryan provided the baby's voice. Elmer Fudd was a multi-millionaire and owned a yacht, yet displayed a definite lack of intelligence. And with that lack of intelligence, how in the world did he acquire his millions? That was a question that I had always asked myself as I watched it as a youth. Elmer's speech is immediately recognizable. He replaces his R's and L's with W's. That pattern actually has a name. It's called rhoticisms. Can you imagine him being a public speaker? Elmer J. Fudd's life mission was to capture or kill Bugs Bunny. Usually, though, he ended up seriously injuring himself while Bugs escaped by taking advantage of Fudd's lack of intelligence. Elmer Fudd's character provided my youthful mind with much optimism. You see, I knew I had to be more intelligent than him. One of Elmer Fudd's best-known cartoons is considered by many a masterpiece. It was done in 1957 and was called What's Opera, Doc? Yes, it's an opera. And once again, Elmer Fudd is hunting rabbits. But this time he and Bugs Bunny sing, dance, and even eat the scenery. This is one of the few times that Fudd actually bested the bunny. But Fudd feels bad about it.
What did you expect in an opera? A happy ending?
Fudd was originally voiced by Arthur Q. Bryan, a radio actor, who voiced him for 2 decades. Bryan died in 1959. Hal Smith, you know him as Otis Campbell, the town drunk on Andy Griffith's show, replaced Bryan, but for only 2 cartoons. After that, one more Fudd cartoon was made, but he had no lines. The decision was then made to retire Elmer J. Fudd. Since then, Fudd has had guest appearances in other cartoons, but was ultimately played by other voice actors. Elmer J. Fudd has come out of retirement, and he's joined with the DC Universe. In this DC Universe, he and his cartoon friends take human form. Today, Fudd frequents Porky's bar. He is no longer the hapless hunter bested by Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. Instead, he is a hired killer, lured out of retirement, and he's on the hunt for Bugs Bunny, a hitman who has killed someone Fudd loves. Bugs Bunny tells Fudd that Batman hired him to do the killing. Elmer J. Fudd's new mission is to search Gotham City, hunting for vigilance. He's absolutely hard-wired. Elmer J. Fudd has obviously evolved into a much darker character. I, for one, much prefer my generation's Looney Tunes cartoon characters.
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting wabbits. Ha ha ha.